Hello and welcome to the Fortitude Podcast. It's season 2, episode 21, and today there was one less familiar face. So now to my, and he told me to say this, to my improved left.
I didn't say this. I didn't ask for this.
Who? What's your name?
No one. No one's an improved left. There can be an improved left.
So me. What's your name?
Kamal.
And me, Frankie Lars.
I'm sorry.
Okay, what's your Instagram?
Life of Kamal.
And me, the real Frankie Lars. And anyway, today we're going to skip a few things. We're going to skip the weekly recap. We're going to skip the K-list.
Do you guys like the weekly recap? Let's talk about that.
Let us know in the comment section below.
Yeah, thank you.
But I've got 3 topics I really want to talk about, but I haven't got long because the battery life, little fucking... N-word here. Forgot the other battery. So who knows how long that will last, but we'll keep our audio going regardless, even if it shuts off. So
there's like a thing over the viewfinder or whatever it's called. So like I keep peeking. I can't see it.
You're right.
I'm alright.
You're in it. You could probably shuffle my way a tiny bit. Ooh. So there would be perfect.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, Kay, we're going to go straight into, and I've seen something very interesting. It's about Instagram running a few tests, getting rid of likes. So that could be implemented very in the near future. But apparently, they've been doing tests in Canada to see how people react to the new Instagram format. Yeah. By the end of it,
they're still doing it. One of my blogger friends called Hasham. I think that's his Instagram. I don't know his actual name. That's happening there now.
Really?
Yeah. So
I want to ask Kay thoughts on what happens when likes are gone, especially for influencers. How would it affect you? Would it?
I think, going by the law of pre-selection, but it's really nice when you see an influencer with thousands of likes, you instantly think that their person is legit. But I don't think it's going to affect it that much, to be honest. Everyone's going to get used to it, just like with anything. Plus, if the brands are really interested in knowing what sort of exposure you get and all of your analytics, then you can just send them a screenshot. But then again, if you have Photoshop... Fucking hell, I can't talk today. If you have Photoshop, then you can just Photoshop your analytics. Like me. I'm joking. Yeah. You can literally lie your way through anything, so...
This gets worse and worse. Worse and worse. Just a quick update. Someone's obviously just come into the gym because we didn't lock the door. That's our own fault. We get paid. We pay for that, you see. So that's knocked us all out of context. Now the camera's only getting worse and worse because it's running out of more battery. It's flashing red. I'm panicking. My mic just stopped working. The SD card was full. This has been the worst. See, we need Jay. We need Jay back. Jump to what happens next. Right, so we're back after that short interruption. Anyway, I want to express why I think, personally, Instagrams and the likes being taken out of it is a great idea. Especially when it comes to mental health in younger people. Because, obviously, the more times we look at a number, especially I had the scenario that, imagine if we've got one photo that hits 1,000 likes, for example, and then my next 10 were hitting 90. You'd probably, and people do, people start feeling deflated and that their content isn't as good anymore.
Or if their face is slightly different, they'll be like, oh, maybe they don't like this side of my face, so now,
so take that aspect away, and there should, by rights, be some improvement. Will everything? No, not everything's ever going to improve like that, because you'll still have people photoshopping their body to make themselves more muscly. You can't get rid of that.
There's deception everywhere, isn't there?
Yeah.
You can still see the people that liked it, though. So you can see, let's just say, the real Frankie Lars and...
you can see the names?
And, the real Frankie Lars and others have liked the photo. And then if you click on the others, you can actually, if you want to count...
So you could read through the list? Yeah. Oh, shit, that's effortless.
Yeah. But you can still see how credible they are, etc.
So as far as your influencers and the ones that get paid based on likes, comments and engagement, essentially, imagine, because we obviously know people that have put all their effort and time into, even yourself, you put all your time into the Instagram and making that such a job in a way. The whole influencer thing is a job, isn't it? Technically, if you get paid for it, that's what it's for. Imagine doing all that and then that aspect gets taken away.
I think companies would still... I mean, companies are not catching on that influencer marketing doesn't really work that effectively if you have... Because there's so many fake people, there's so many fake likes, there's fake comments. And if you read through the comments, and the comments are from people that are from engagement chats, and it's really easy to spot.
Yeah.
They literally just say shit like, "Oh, great photo," and it's
Good job.
Yeah, good job. Like
Check my
DM
link
us
and buy.
immediately.
Before apparel, whatever the fuck they call it.
Yeah.
Be first apparel.
But yeah, I think it's a great idea. I think you're completely right. If you have mental health issues, that's probably going to be one of the triggers that will stop triggering you.
Comment below if it will have any implications on yourself. Let's say some people are YouTubers who watch our YouTube. Will that have an impact on your Instagram and so on, and with your content? Then, so I personally, it will have a better impact on my Instagram because now I feel no pressure to get any likes.
Yeah.
Not like I majorly do anyway, but sometimes it's like a video when you put all the effort into making a video
And you'll get 10 views.
and you get 10 views, then you're like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Same sort of vibe, isn't it? So I'm in favour of it personally.
Same.
But,
Yeah, me too. Because some posts you get 200, some posts you get 1,000.
Boom. There you go.
Sick.
Right, moving on. How to tell, Kay, if a PT is bad or a bad option for you? Okay, so how would you personally, let's say you were walking around your gym manager as far as, let's say, not this place, but... No, let's say this place. Say you're hiring, and you're looking out for bad things, you're looking out for good things. Let's focus on the bad. So what makes a bad PT in your opinion?
So, my client Bixby, hello Bixby, you don't listen to this, so...
Fucking hell, Bixby!
I think she does actually, so...
Fuck yes, Bixby!
Fuck yeah! So Bixby just came back from London. She was expressing how her experience at DW Fitness. There was a personal trainer that was trying to train her client, his client, and she was just doing half-assed reps, and he was like, "Come on, let's go." So he didn't really care that much. And then they moved into the next exercise, and he was yawning. So his heart wasn't in it. So that's a pretty easy way to spot if that's the guy that you shouldn't hire.
Body language?
Body language, yeah. So body language.
What
just
specific body language indicators are you looking for? So if you're hiring a PT and you do a trial shift, for example, if you're seeing a PT, like I've seen things where like leaning, like if you're leaning on a bit of equipment.
Yeah.
I lean on equipment all the fucking time. Personally.
You start it out somehow.
Yeah, but for some reason I feel like I can get away with it.
Yeah.
But it depends how.
This one time,
you're
Frankie
doing
made his client vacuum our gym floor while she was doing lunges.
Squats in it, yeah. Squat walks, like crab walk.
Yeah.
Then
So you made that work, but it was still fun, and you cared about
and
the
obviously I
progress.
wouldn't have done the entire session.
Yeah.
Imagine that. We're just cleaning today. My car's a tip. But yeah, what other things?
If they're not looking at your form, and if your form is suffering, and they're not encouraging you, and if they're looking at themselves in a mirror, if they're looking at their phone, and that's a pretty big red flag. If they don't have a structure for your program, if you don't feel like you're getting anywhere, if there isn't a mission plan, then again you should probably ask them, do you have a mission for me, or like is there a goal here? If they have bad reviews, like what do you think?
Again, like when I initially started PT, I read down on like the internet, obviously trying to get tips on how to do it because I've never been a PT before. I've trained myself, but it's a different game, isn't it? So I've seen things that I then actually do. So things not to do, I then do in sessions. For example, I'll look at my phone because sometimes I will get Instagram up and I'll video us, or I'll, sometimes I might reply to a message, depending. But for some reason, I feel like because I've created that immense bond with my client.
Yeah, you can get over
I feel like, because again, I'm not sitting there my entire session. I'm talking like 30 seconds, maybe when we're having a break.
There's a time and a place, isn't there?
Leaning. I always lean on stuff, but I'm also screaming at the same time. Like,
as long as you're engaged in what they're doing, then we're happy. I think when we hire people at Fortitude, we'll all agree that the qualities that you're looking out for is people that are excited about your client's progress. As long as you, one, care, and two, know what you're doing, that's the main thing.
Yeah.
And if you come in and you moan about, I've got 3 more hours of PT left, then it's probably not for you. If you're not going to enjoy it, if you're not going to enjoy seeing your clients and seeing them progress, if that really doesn't excite you, then that's a problem.
I think personally that of myself as a personal trainer, I think I've been a bad PT at times. Like if
I think we won't go through the stages, to be fair.
I'm finally getting back into it. Really, I'm excited again. But yeah, fucking hell, at times, like when I've been lazy, I've been terrible. I've like genuinely.
Yeah.
So I think it's all right to go through the phases, but again, being self-aware and trying to correct it. I've never been great at organizing stuff, for example. So laziness, pure absolute laziness, as far as creating plans
Yeah.
and sticking to it, because I get bored as well. So I'll create someone a plan and then I'll watch them do it, and I get bored on the spot. So I'll start
clients themselves
changing
get bored
things.
if there's too much consistency. Then like, oh, we didn't squats again this week. I mean, with Ollie the other day, because we're getting some big numbers on squats and deadlifts. He's getting stronger each week, which is really great. But he said, oh, we're doing this exercise again. Not to be funny or anything, but. And that stands out for people. People notice that, oh wait, I'm paying for like an exact repeat service.
I've done this again and again. And
Yeah,
again.
so-
But how do you get over that? Because we full well know that the best way to get results is to
Consistency.
to progressively overload your program.
I think if you tell them right from the word go that this is what we're doing, this is our structure for the next few weeks. For example, I had a consultation with a lady called Liana yesterday, and she's got a personal trainer at FTC.
Ooh.
His name is Sean.
Ooh.
Name drop. But so,
He's shit. Sorry, Sean.
so there's several things on her form that she was unhappy with, and she's
Oh, he is shit. Sorry, I didn't.
yeah, and things, the way she was using the treadmill and just basic things that as a personal trainer, if your client's up there and she's doing something wrong and that's unsafe, then you should be.
Yeah, you gotta say. Haven't
You've got to say, even if it's not your client, just anyone. If my gym member is going to be out there snapping his back, I'm going to say something. Even if I'm going to upset them, being like, "Oh, bro, you should probably drop the weight." I care about you, so I'm obviously going to say something. Plus, I have a duty of care. So anyway, he was a lot of red flags stood out for her, and then she came down and spoke to us and said, I don't feel like this is right, and his nutritional knowledge wasn't exactly the best either.
Yeah.
So. I
So
mean,
a few things. Anything else? Again, major standout.
I think the red flags are always there. You just ignore them.
Yeah, so again, I think personally, you could have a great PT still be a bad option for you personally. For example, if you've got someone who's a specialist in women and weight loss, are they going to be good for a bodybuilder who someone wants to? Probably not. So I think if you're ever going to get a PT, do your research, find out exactly what the person's good at. Because I always say, at the end of the day, I'm good at ladies that want to lose weight.
Yeah.
It's still quite broad. Still quite a broad spectrum, but it's less than the. It's
Just
it's
PT
less
that
than
does
the
everything,
spectrum.
yeah.
I can get you to do that. If you
Yeah.
ever hear a PT, personally, red flag in my book is that if you hear a PT say, "I can do it all,"
Yeah.
you can't. You're not going to excel at anything.
Yeah. Plus, the PT doesn't get fired up about every single aspect of fitness anyway. So, I personally turn down clients if they're not if they're a runner and they want to just improve running. I'm like, it's not me. I'll pass you on.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, running.
Yeah.
I'm terrible, so I wouldn't be the one to come to about
like
it.
an endurance sport.
As far as you literally just said it, turning down. I was going to talk about this in another podcast, but we could briefly go on it here. As far as, let's say you're a PT and you're trying to bring people in. I've been listening to this book called Oversubscribed. Have you heard it?
Yeah, I've read it. Yeah,
It's fucking sick. I'm loving it at the moment.
It's a great book.
And yeah, so essentially the premise is that how do you get people coming to you and you not going to them?
Yeah.
And one of the theories was that you have people wait for your service and get hyped up about your service, and also turn down people.
So scarcity and
And not seem desperate. If the person doesn't fit you in one particular way, let's say there's 19 ways they do, and the 20th they don't, then you don't accept them.
Well, funnily enough, that's the same person, Liana. She was looking at the 12-week shred, which was 149 pounds.
Yeah.
I thought I personally don't get involved in that, and Karen will be the person to train her. But once we had the whole conversation, she was like, "Oh, how much do you cost?" sort of thing. So people do want to qualify themselves as well.
So with the just with the oversubscribed thing, do you, because we've gone through that phase with the PT prices, as far as how far do you up it before it's either too much or it's worth its weight in gold type thing? Because to me, what I've been thinking of, I'm going to go into it too much because I've been thinking of new ideas as far as our preserve thing to do in Rendlesham, Rich area,
Nice.
and Aldborough, and I want to charge ludicrous amounts of money for something, but I still think the package is worth it. There's going to be so much in this package. It's an expensive package for rich people. But then how do you stop yourself in your head from going, a rich person isn't going to pay for that?
I mean, I think
you only
if
need
you're
one.
providing value, if you provide value and if you think you're worth it, then by all means, I think we're underpriced with the packages that we sell here.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
and the service that you get, the care that you get, is something that we really pride ourselves on. But
I've gone on a bit of a tangent as far as what the original question was, as far as what makes a good PT, bad PT, bloody blah. Have you ever hired someone that have bad PT aspects? You don't have the name drop. You could name drop, for example, the act that was done,
okay.
And what you've actually seen.
That hasn't done.
So that you don't obviously name a person because we don't want to offend anyone, even if it's fucking me. And then I say, hold on, I've done that. But what have you seen in there that you probably wouldn't do yourself? And again, try and take gender as far as who did it. It's like, because as soon as you say she, we now know it's either 3 of the staff, or for example, so just use it on a board.
Yeah. I think we can. I'm not going to name drop actually.
Yeah,
no.
dude, just
so it's a gentleman. But I was talking about this gym.
This chip, someone that you and Jay have hired.
Yeah, so one of the first people we've hired.
I said don't.
No, it's not you.
I mean, I know it's the other one.
Yeah, it's the other one. But you don't know. So anyway, he would definitely get carried away with just little things like. I mean, the thing that really makes me like it's really endearing. He likes to, when a client pays him, he likes to scrunch up his money and put it either into his sock or the back pocket, which is sweaty and
just scrumps with it, just digs it in.
So it took us a while to make him fold his notes. Another thing, he was looking in the mirror throughout the entire thing. But again, it's kind of cute because he does it. He kind of makes it work. His clients love him for his personality. He doesn't do it maliciously. And his client, to be fair to him, for the first year, his clients made the most amount of gains in the entire gym. So his clients get.
There's only 4 of us in there.
Yeah. So I mean, his clients got all the goals. They were happy. So at the end of the day, no one was harmed. But he just has this extremely.
Because obviously now I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Risk versus reward. So risk versus reward with a lot of exercises means that you're willing to put your client in a risky position to get a very similar reward. For example, I don't like dumbbell flies for that reason, because you do get a reward as
the camera just switched
camera's turned off, but we're going to be talking out anyway. So you do get a reward as far as as far as chest development. It does fucking work.
Yeah,
but shoulders. You know what I mean, you just
your clients come in and be like, "Oh, my rotary."
It's always the rotary cuff, isn't it? That one muscle in the rotary cuff.
That's the most common injury, isn't it? Knees and rotator cuffs.
I love it how obviously it's made up of 4, isn't it?
Yeah,
so, and they come. My singular rotator cuff.
Muscle. Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, so risk versus reward for me is a big one. And again, if we take it back to that pretty much it loosely goes on form, but you can tell if they kind of know what they're talking about a PT based on the risk and reward. Again, if I see someone in there, what's a good one? But for me, I'm not a big fan of leg extensions. Heavy, even really light. I'm not a fan of light leg extensions.
Oh, really?
Mainly just because it's impossible to take any stress of the knee when it's straightened. You can go light, which obviously decreases the pressure on the knee joint.
Especially if they're new and untrained, then yeah.
New and untrained. So yeah, when you get someone who chucks for right now, if you got a graph, left side is going to be risk, right side is going to be reward. So your left side and your risk is going to be fairly middle to high with a leg extension, especially if you're going, let's talk heavyweight. If you're going heavyweight, obviously as soon as your knee's up at the top and locked out, that pressure and the force coming down is
at the weakest point.
Yeah. At the weakest point. So obviously the risk is high. Therefore, for an isometric exercise, just a little bit of your quad.
Yeah.
As far as the reward is quite low. So when you see people absolutely smashing weight on that, I personally don't like it. Again, it does work. It does technically work. It will get you gains, but especially for me, because I'm a very brittle person, I realise that I get injured quite easily.
Your back is always injured.
My back's always fucked. I've had shoulder injuries. So for me, I have to be even more careful with exercise choice. Therefore,
it's only when it's a good one, though, like bench. Anytime I do 5x5 for longer than 3 weeks, my rotary cuff starts playing up. But yeah.
What's another one? Fucking lateral raises for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, no, mainly they're the best.
No, because it depends how you do them. If you go, they say pull the
do them.
You pour the water out. So that's
Yeah. Oh,
essentially
yeah,
thumbs
yeah,
down.
yeah.
Internal rotation of the shoulder joint. As soon as you obviously, let's put your hands out to the side. As soon as you point your thumb downwards, obviously the shoulder head rotates forward. To then have weight in that position.
Yeah,
is
unless they push their elbow at least 30 degrees forward, they're fucked, really.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So again, for me, like a simple, I taught Karen this ages ago, and I've tried to teach like Kyle and I think Danny, and I think they told me to fuck off.
Cool.
What do you even lift? I think I got something like that. Anyway, so for me to do like a lateral raise, like there's easily just tilt your body over a little bit, and then externally rotate.
If you struggle with any of this, and if you're a PT, listen to this. ATH Lean is a great guy to listen to. ATH Lean.
No. ATH Lee.
Athlean.
Oh, Athlean X.
Yeah, Athlean
That's
X.
where I got the principles.
Is
from.
it?
Yeah.
So he's a great guy to listen to on YouTube if you want. Or Frankie.
He's no, because I'm just stealing his shit. No word of a lie. I fucking love that guy.
He's great. Sciencey, isn't he?
What do you think of? Because we're still obviously talking about exercise and so on, and exercise choice.
Yeah.
Sissy squats. Because I've heard people say, if you go slow and body weight, you're fine.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Do you like it more?
I've had to test the theory. I had to test the theory. And I've tried it a few times. I'm not gonna lie to you. No knee pain whatsoever if I did it controlled. And extreme quad burning. Like really bad. But you have to be so zoned in and tense. Every single rep has to be like full focus. Like a proper mind game. So I wouldn't do it with a client because there's way too many variables. I don't know how their knees feel.
They're not as good.
Yeah, exactly. And my joints are, we've been conditioning our joints for donkeys of years. So yeah, I think our joints can sustain it. But even then, like, we have to control it so much. Whereas with a client, you're not able to tell what an external body feels like while they do it. So definitely wouldn't risk it.
So as far as the sissy squat, because for me, if I'm thinking of how the body aligns, when you're at the bottom of a sissy squat, regardless of how you're there, is the knee not protruding forward, being pressurized?
Absolutely, but it is in many lunges. Like lunges are there in disgusting positions for knees. However, your muscles are so strong and activated at the time if they're warmed up properly that they can, especially fast twitch muscle fibers, they can react to the stimulus straight away and pull you back up. And that's the idea of obviously warming up at the start. Yes, it's a massively compromised position, but if your body's conditioned to it, like Julian Smith or Brian DaCosta, they do it with some heavy ass weight. With like Julian Smith does 100 kilos on his back while he does sissy squats, which is incredible and extremely unsafe if you're not trained to do it. But
does it make it a good exercise because someone's big? Because someone can do it, does it make it a good choice?
No, so I think makes it a great exercise if you don't feel any contraindication, like if you don't feel any pains, and if you feel pure muscle activation, then it's a great exercise.
Okay, again, I'm going purely off what I've learned from Athlean X guy, who says, obviously, kind of, I'm just reiterating his words. That's kind of all I'm doing. So
you've got to consider things like bone length as well, though. Some people's femur is a little bit long, which is the big leg bone, a little bit longer than usual, and then if they're not in line, then you're just not designed for it. Like tall people doing squats.
Okay, so again, he says is essentially you might not feel it now, but down the line, the wear and tear.
Oh yeah,
is that a thing, or do you believe
absolutely?
That?
You wear off your cartilage just like we're doing bench. Like it's us getting rotator cuff problems 3 weeks into bench press, for example, of doing heavy is a great sign to know that in 5 years' time we're going to be really fucked up, and we're going to have no soft tissue left in between our joints, and therefore we're going to be rubbing bone and bone, which means we're going to have to inject ourselves with some.
Tell you what, because I was getting worried. After a while of benching, because I was also getting injured all the time. Yeah. I haven't been injured for a fucking while now. What picked World's Fittest Man, Ross Edgley? Do you know when I was listening to that? Yeah. Real good bit in it. Essentially saying to really condition yourself, you do have to take all ego out of it. And I think sometimes why we do get injured is because, when the gym gets buzzing and you're in there and you see... It's hard to stay below 60. And be like, I'm going to chuck 80 on. And then when you've done a few 80 reps, you're like, fuck it, let's go 100. Yeah. And obviously, when you feel good doing that, why would you want to go down 4 weeks on? You want to get heavier, don't you? And stronger.
You know full well you can do it. And you also know full well that your shoulder hurts a little bit. But you're still going to do that rep because you're an ego lifter. just like
We're
us.
all egoless, but conditioning is a big one. I think as soon if you can, think of it like this way: as them fucking Thailandy fighters when they kick metal.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't. If we went up to a bit of metal and absolutely walloped it now, my leg would snap.
Yeah.
But because they've done it after so
Conditioned
many
for
years and
years,
years and
yeah.
years and years, they're strong. I think that goes for absolutely anything, doesn't it?
Raj was punching me in the ribs yesterday. My ribs are so inflamed right now. I feel broken.
That man feels like pure like iron.
He really
like, ridiculous.
it actually makes me like really. It's like the most disheartening. I think I've told you the story before when I was sparring with him, and he was going very very light, and I was going heavy, like my heaviest shots. And I don't like to brag, but you know I can probably knock a guy out. I have knocked a guy out. No, I haven't.
Before the camera's on, so I'm still looking at the camera.
Still looking at the camera. But anyway, so I was sparring with this guy, and I hit him with a counter, across. It's called a cross. So straight right hand across the face. His head moves back, moves forward. He, looks straight at me and just comes back again. And I mean, this is my heaviest shot that I could have possibly delivered into this guy's face. He just turns around, eats it, and then comes back at me. At that point, I was like, I'm just not doing it anymore. There's no point. There's nothing you can do to hurt this guy.
I only ever sparred him one time. And I think, again, I said on the podcast before, like, personally, I think I was outboxing Rarish until the one left hooks just sent me flying across the ring.
He's not very skilled.
But he's just too strong.
He's not only strong, he's dense. He's
very flexible for a big man as well.
Very fast, flexible, mobile limb for a big guy.
He can definitely kick you in the head. I mean,
yeah.
he knocked out that lad upstairs that time.
Yeah. That was hilarious.
Go on, quickly to it.
Oh my god! So I'm like, Milo is and Kieran, I think it was. They're watching Rarish kick, and they're like, "Cool, that's strong as hell." I was like, "Oh, do you want to hold the pads?" I mean, my bad.
Kay's setting him up for fucking death.
So I told Milo, do not drop your hands. Keep the pads up, very like tensed up. Don't loosen up. This is a hard kick. So I said, "Rarish, go light." Rarish goes light. And he generally does go light. I saw his legs slowly lift up and they're very light kick. In the very last second, fucking Milo drops his arms down, receives a shin around his neck and just flops straight to the floor.
Jesus
Wakes
Christ.
up 20 seconds later, the longest 15 seconds of our life.
You think he was dead?
Well, I knew he was going to wake up at some point, but he was. I was definitely scared. Yeah, I was shitting it. Rarish felt so bad. He didn't come. Like he apologized like a million times. He's such a cutie.
Yeah, he's a nice guy, isn't he?
But that's the thing. Like he doesn't punch even when he doesn't punch hard because he's so dense.
It hurts, doesn't it?
If a train hits you at 1 mile an hour, it still hits you. It's
yeah,
true. It's crazy.
You can only imagine like when them heavyweights. Fucking imagine Rarish, yeah. But then imagine you fucking Anthony Joshua. Imagine Wilder hitting you across. Oh fuck! Do you know? Have you seen them YouTube videos where that wanker?
Oh yeah.
Charlie Zelenoff.
Yeah. Skinny guy.
He sparred with Wilder,
Yeah.
and I don't give a fuck. I know this Charlie guy was a cunt. He was a dickhead.
Did you get a punch from him?
He took a punch from Wilder.
He ate it.
Yeah, and bear in mind a heavyweight versus I'm talking maybe lightweight at most.
There must be 55 kilos.
So took a couple of. I mean, he did go to the floor. I'm not going to lie, but you've seen guys be flattened, and even if Wilder pulls his punches, you're still getting walloped by a heavyweight compared to a lightweight, regardless.
You
should
still
be
a
knocked
heavy
out.
punch. Yeah,
so I'm quite impressed by his chin, but he's a wanker.
Yeah.
Essentially, to give some context, what he would do, look him up on YouTube, Charlie Zelenoff or something. He just goes around, offers people gloves, say, "Do you want to spar?" And then they're like, oh, okay, they think it's all a fun and game.
Yeah.
And then when he cheap shots them and just tries to knock them out, and then they say stop, and he carries on.
Yeah.
But there is videos where he gets calm.
Professional fighters and shit. Yeah, they're hilarious.
He's a cunt. But anyway, well, let's move on, Kay. Oh shit, we forgot to phone Jay. Now it's a bit too late.
You are horrid today.
Right. Would I lie to you, Kay and Jay?
Probably you do all the time, Frank.
No, that's mean. Now he's throwing stuff at me. Anyway, I can't remember if I told you this. So this might then be either.
I'll pretend like you haven't.
All right.
Okay.
I once drunk piss water and cider for a dare. Did I tell you this?
You didn't tell me this, so this is definitely a lie.
Huh?
Did you?
I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know. If I've said
that's
this
the
before.
game.
Yeah. Right. So I once drank. And now you have to ask me questions based on that.
Okay.
Yeah? So I once drunk piss water and cider for a dare. Now you're going to try and obviously find out if that is true or a lie.
Okay. How many months into uni was it?
I mean, bear in mind, Cal was only there for 3 months.
Okay. So how many months into uni was it?
I'm putting a clock on. You've got 5 minutes to make a verdict. Obviously, don't maybe take all the 5 minutes so we have at least something to talk about.
Okay. All right. Interesting.
that's 5 minutes on.
So you drank piss and cider.
Piss, water,
Yeah.
and cider as it for a dare.
Oh, what, like mixed in together?
Mm-hmm.
How did it taste?
It wasn't very nice.
But what was it?
Well, the cider was snakebite. So beer and cider. Because snakebite is just half and half, isn't it?
Interesting. So
With blackcurrant, because I don't do no straight.
Who dared you?
Do you want me to tell you the story?
Yeah, tell me the story.
So the story was, we done circles. So what circles was for any uni goers is that every certain day of the week, normally I think ours was on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
We would go to a certain club. It was always the same club, and downstairs, and there would be like a theme.
Yeah.
And so you dress up as the theme, and you essentially play games and get smashed.
I'm going to interrupt you real quick. When Frankie lies, he does three things. One, looks away and does a serious face, like he's frowning his eyebrows. And two, he does that. Every now and
breathe.
then. Yeah, he just sniffs in.
So
like,
you know
just
when I'm
before
telling
he
the truth because I'm passed out on the floor. He was definitely telling the truth. Anyway, so we were doing circles, and I can't remember exactly what theme it was. It might have been like table tennis. So I think I sellotaped my eyes.
Typical Frank.
Yeah, went full on Asian. So
Nice.
racist Frank coming back in the
Wow,
game.
people can get triggered.
So yeah, I believe it or not, this is where it gets weird because I'm the type of guy to show off.
Yeah.
So I'm a big show off. So essentially what we're doing is we're offering out dares to certain members of the group. I think there's 20 people there that night. And then people were taking it more and more serious of what they would dare. So I wanted to give something really disgusting. Eventually it came round to me. And there was a leader. There's two leaders of the night. Yeah. So one of them was called George, I think. And another one, I can't even remember their names, to be honest. So I've told this one guy, because he was like the class clown, and I wanted to be the class clown. It was like my
okay.
Tom Hunt thing or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like,
That makes
I need to
sense.
try and dethrone this guy. I'll be like best friends with him.
Yeah.
Because I can't be having that. I can't be sidelined. So I said, all right, I dare you, because I think we won a certain challenge. So you win the challenge, therefore you're allowed to dare. Otherwise, it'll be shit. You just run daring each other. So I won the challenge. I think it was press-ups. I think I busted out 50 plus press ups in a minute.
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, I'm
Nice.
fucking dench, and everyone was like, "Oh, he's good." That was before I got fat and acne.
Oh, no. So wait, you got fat and acne in 3 months?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Yeah, a
That's
lot of
definitely
snake bites
different
and
That makes sense.
morning food.
Wow.
So I've then dared this guy, right, mate? Go upstairs, pour your drink into the toilet, and drink it. Take 3 sips. And he's like, absolutely fucking not. And then for some reason, I don't understand why I would do this. I go, I'll do it with you. So I offered up, and he went, if you do it with me,
I'm starting to believe the story
He'll do
so
it.
much.
So then we travel up the stairs. So there is there's like dance floor, blah, 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 stairs. Go into the stairs.
Dance for blah, blah, stairs.
Go up the stairs, into the toilet. We go to the first cubicle that was open. We both pour our drinks down there. Yeah. All skids on the side and shit. We got 2 straws each. We both put our straws in and we take... I take 3 massive gulps. He could have not even drunk any. I don't know if he fucking drunk any. I'm hoping he did.
I really hope this is a lie.
So yeah, we just drunk that and that was the dare.
I don't believe it. That was
so-
an incredibly made up story. But
So you're saying
I'm
a
saying
lie.
that's a lie. And just because I've seen you make up some stories in front of me that I knew were a lie, but it was so believable. It's a lie. It's got to be a lie.
The answer is, again, I'll look at the camera, even though it's not on. True. That was true. That was a true story.
No fucking
Swear on my
way.
mother's life. I'll never lie, because then it's pointless playing the game.
Why have we never heard this story
I don't know, because
before?
I was, before we done this podcast, I was like, oh, what have I done? But then I wanted to tell a true story, because I feel like if I went straight for a lie,
Yeah.
you kind of know. So I thought, I need a bad one, that's true.
Yeah.
Back in that day, bear in mind, I was the class clown. There was a game
You
called...
actually drunk piss water.
It was fucking disgusting. I don't know how I was so pissed and drunk that
Did you throw
it
up
was
after?
funny. No, I think I just went downstairs, got more snake bites and shots. I was disgusting. I was
Yeah,
revolting.
were there any girls around?
They knew of it. That's probably why I didn't get laid.
Well, you were a piss metal.
Piss boy! Oh no, that's Danny's thing.
Oh,
Yeah, so yeah, I think I played eyebrows once, and essentially what eyebrows is you stake something while saying eyebrow. So for example, if someone says, I can do this,
Yeah.
you shout eyebrows, and if they can do it, then they slice your eyebrow. Yeah. But if
Okay.
you get it right, or you
okay.
correctly guess, or something like based like that, you then eyebrows them.
What a dangerous game.
So what? Because I'm a dickhead.
Wow.
We're sitting there having a Chinese around someone's house.
Please tell me I have a picture.
Oh, mate, I've tried to search for this photo so many times I cannot find it. Anyway, so I say eyebrows to a Chinese pamphlet with numbers on. So they're obviously them Chinese. They like their food. So there's like 1 to 100 of different dishes. And I go eyebrows. I can guess what dish correlates to what number. So he would say a dish,
Yeah.
and I had to guess what number it was. Obviously, if I got
no.
it wrong, then my eyebrow gets sliced.
Oh, Frankie.
And because I thought it was funny, I said 3 different times eyebrows. Because obviously when it happened once, everyone was like, ugh! And I was like, eyebrows. And then I'd do it again. So I had 3 slits in my eyebrows. Whilst having pure on acne.
how do they just have a razor at hand?
It didn't happen that day. I mean,
Okay.
they chased me around the dodgeball court trying to catch me. Cause then
Oh, okay, so you didn't actually want to be.
No, I didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
So I was like jumping
blame
over,
it, to be
and then
fair.
eventually they got me outside in the car park, and I had to do it. So that was the
I'm
eyebrows.
so glad I didn't go to your uni.
Do you know
Sounds
what?
terrible,
If I feel like if I was maturer, because I was 18, that would have been a fucking awesome time in my life. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like if I would have took it a bit more serious,
Yeah.
I would have learned a load of shit from. I mean, I went to one lecture, but over drinking was the killer, and the bad diet. Like Jesus Christ, I put on some weight.
Me and Jason have lived the complete opposite life that you've had at uni.
What's that?
We
You
went,
guys-
we
real
went
serious?
to lectures and we. Well, I mean, I dropped out after 8 months anyway.
That's longer than me, mate. It's-
I mean, I dropped out mentally after 3 months.
Yeah.
Well,
Why are you trying to- why are you
after
trying to
the
one-up
first,
me?
after the first maths lesson.
Maths?
Yeah, we're doing
Uni?
maths. Yeah,
Shit.
mathematics, algebra, which was
Oh, that's horrible.
yeah,
Why?
and then physics. We were learning about some fucking planets and how the string theory works. And I'm like, bro, I'm studying sports science here.
Really? In a sports science course?
Yeah, it was fucked up.
Are you sure you didn't go to the wrong class?
Yes.
I've done that before as well.
I bust. I genuinely thought I was in the wrong class.
Fuck.
That's when me, Brandon, and Luke were in the same class. And yeah, we're just one by one, just dropping out.
Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow. Anyway, should we?
Yeah.
To be honest, we'll call it there because the camera's off anyway. I was gonna do new gym plans, but should we just wait for Jay next week?
Yeah, that's what we Jay.
Yeah. Well, that's been the Fortitude podcast.
Hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, and to my improved lefty, as he said earlier, as he
God.
wanted it.
Just for the record, in case you just tuned into the podcast.
Who
that's not
tunes
what I said.
into a podcast
I don't
at the
know.
end?
Oh, we should have a radio. Vicky suggested this the other day.
Did she?
Yeah.
Vicky, that was my idea from ages ago.
No, Vicky
I mean,
said it
it really
first.
was.
That was Zoe's idea.
Zoe's idea.
No.
Bitch.
No, I'm so glad Zoe doesn't listen to us.
You know, the funny thing is,
What's
like,
that?
Zoe's left, but like I walked in like, when was it? Saturday.
Saturday.
She's just sitting there behind the desk.
Yeah.
It's like, this is the type of place as this. You can leave and then still work it.
Yeah, Zoe still legit works here just as much as she did.
Just to help you out. That's nice of her,
She's so nice, man. She's literally, as soon as we can afford her, and you, Frank.
And then bear in mind, I've been a loyal, avid fan.
Oh, we know.
A fan.
Frank, you go without saying. You're like,
do I?
yeah.
I'm in the podcast, but you know they want me out. I've heard it. I've heard
Yeah,
the secret
bro.
chats.
You started to sign us out.
What?
You started to sign us out,
What do you mean sign you out?
as in like the podcast.
Oh, sorry, we're getting back here. And to my left.
It's come on.
Just
That's
Frankie,
so weird.
yo, Frankie, shut up. Shut the fuck up, Frankie. And me, Frankie loves.
Hey.
Okay, I was about to say Jay. What's his Instagram?
Jay's Instagram is Rustic Soul.
Wait, should we phone Jay up to ask for his Instagram?
Yeah. Jay, what's your Instagram?
We have a laugh.
Yeah,
don't
we do have a
have
laugh. Yeah, it's funny.
Anyway, so yeah, Jay will be back. I mean, I did want to wait and reschedule, but I was got in such a groove of my editing that I can't find Jay's number. So, me, the real Frankie Luz, and yeah, I've been holding in a fart and a wee.
Go for it.
So we're gonna bounce, but chaos. That was not me. He framed me. That was Kay's fart. That was. I've shit myself again. It's the old poo story come back. Check out our YouTube.
Why do
Notifications.
you keep kissing the mic off?
Don't know. I just want to get personal with the crowd. Anyway, peace out.
Bye.